Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings, a very special episode of Wings brought to you from the state of Gujarat. Join us as we travel to Rann of Kutch to explore its magic sands. As the Darjeeling toy train resumes service, we look at the different toy trains in India. We tell you about the much-awaited grand reopening of the Notre-Dame Cathedral. We also cover Rovaniemi at the Arctic Circle in Finland, where Santa Claus Village attracts global visitors. Let's get the show on the road. We are on the ground in Gujarat right now to go to Rann of Kutch. Join us as we explore this seasonal destination. Our journey begins at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Airport in Ahmedabad. We had originally planned to take a quick flight from here to Bhuj, the closest airport to Rann of Kutch. But to our misfortune, that flight is cancelled, so we find a minibus that can take us there instead. It is possible to drive to Cutch from Ahmedabad in one day, although flying is much faster. I'm not too bummed we couldn't fly, as traveling by road lets us experience the landscape along the way. And we travel all day and see the sunset under the power lines along the road. After a long drive and an even longer day, we finally reach Rann Utsab, the tent city in Dordo. There is a welcome ceremony for us, and we get assigned a massive tent, as large as an apartment. This must be the biggest tent I've ever stayed in. This is huge. Flat screen TV, even an AC inside.
Inside and mini.
AC, flat screen TV, sorted. 2 ACs.
Yes.
And there's a little fridge here.
Fridge.
Wow. Chocolates.
Yes.
Nice.
Chocolates and soft drinks.
We're calling it an early night, as we have to wake up way before sunrise. We are going for a bicycle ride into the white desert at dawn and start before it's even bright outside. Seeing the sunrise over this desert covered in white salt is a surreal experience. The landscape looks like nothing I've ever seen before. We brought a toy car to see if we can snap some creative photos playing with perspective, but it turns out to be tricky. Normally resorts have around 20 tents or something, 20, cottages, but ours has 400, so it is by far and large the biggest one. We're gonna go back there now after a little sojourn out here to the white sands for sunrise. We return to Rann Utsab, the tent city. This impressive tent city, comprising over 400 tents, is the flagship project of Evoke Experiences, an experiential hospitality operator. The tents in this vast desert city are luxurious and even include tents with bulletproof security. This tent city is not here year-round. It is a temporary city that sprung up months before the opening on November 11th. Some of the tents here are over 1,000 square feet, with several bedrooms with ACs and ensuite bathrooms. Set up in separate clusters, there are several room categories to choose from, depending on the budget. The The large food hall serves excellent vegetarian cuisine and includes local Gujarati specialities. There is also a toy train for the kids and an adventure park with a zip line, climbing wall, and giant swing. For many people, the main attraction at this destination is the unique landscape of the White Desert. As it's now getting close to sunset, we decide to head out again for a journey into the desert. This time, I choose a more lively option instead of a bicycle ride. Going for a camel ride during sunset in this vast, white desert landscape is a magical experience. This unique experience is well worth the penny. And other activities are also on offer here. On the salt flats, countless people enjoy each other's company as the setting sun colors the landscape. Some people dress up and show off their moves, while others take selfies or go for a walk. Although the sun sets, it's not the end of our story from Rann of Kutch. We return to Ranotsav, the tent city. This place looks quite different at night. When the night lights are on, the atmosphere and vibe of the city change, and it feels almost like visiting another place altogether. There is a showcase of local handicrafts set up in different stalls near the entrance to the city. It makes me realize just how many varieties of handicrafts are made and sold here. I managed to find the COO of this operation, Mr. Bhavik Sheth. So Bhavik, can you tell me what is the concept of this whole tent city? It's a temporary setup basically.
So basically, this tent city, every year we erect it for during the period of winter. So it takes almost 70 odd days to create the entire facility for the tourists who are coming to witness the White Desert and the festivities of this desert in the Gujarat. And it's almost 120-day affair that we operate for the tourists, and we try to give the kind of a flavor and the reflection of Cutch and the local folk and local art, and the tourist witness and tourist enjoy during their stay.
How many people do you expect will come to this destination, say this season?
Yeah. So basically last year almost close to 7.5 lakh people visited the White Desert. And
do you think that you're going to break 1 million this year?
We are hoping. That's a big benchmark, we are hoping. And close to 50,000 tourists had stayed with us during the last season. Every year the numbers are increasing.
How are you ensuring that you can do it as sustainably as possible?
In terms of the reusing of the materials, we almost reuse 60% of the materials. Most of the materials are sourced from the local markets. The local people are being engaged to produce that kind of an infrastructure that we want. In terms of the plastic waste, in terms of the dry waste, we have a certain system where we collect, we segregate the waste.
Why do you have it as a temporary setup?
This area is called as a bunny grassland, and it has its certain limitation in terms of the impact on the environment. The government is very serious in terms of ecosystem. It's an eco-sensitive zone. That's why there are no cement concretes that are being used in entire tent city. Rest of the year, the place becomes too hot to stay here, and the White Desert, which is the main USP of this festival, only gets formed in the months of November to February, November to March.
Oh, that's a seasonal thing as well.
Yes,
that you see the salt.
So when you will come in months of, let's say, June, you'll find a knee level water. You'll find like a sea out in front of you. Then the water gets evaporated, and it lays down the white salt marshes and white salt desert that you can witness it, and it gets formed in the month of November to March only. And that's why we are celebrating this festival during those 4-5 months.
At night, the lighting nicely decorates the artwork and architecture of these temporary structures. And we even find an art gallery here. The last thing we experience today is the entertainment that occurs here every night. Some musicians and dancers perform for the guests, and these skilled artists make a nice conclusion to our Gujarati adventure. Until next time. The Darjeeling Himalayan Railway is a UNESCO World Heritage. It is now back on track after a 4-month hiatus due to a landslide. Let us show you this and other toy trains you can take in India.
India's toy trains, iconic and charming, offer a whimsical ride through some of the country's most scenic landscapes. These small trains which wind through the mountainous slopes, were built in the British era in the 1800s and early 1900s. They were designed to connect areas that were once accessible only by foot or cart, serving as vital routes for transporting goods and facilitating communication. The Darjeeling Himalayan Railway resumed its services after a 4-month break, marking the return of one of India's most treasured train journeys. The Darjeeling Toy Train, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, continues to be an emblem of nostalgia and heritage. It first rolled into action in 1881. Its narrow-gauge tracks facilitated the transportation of tea and passengers between Darjeeling and Siliguri. The train's 87-kilometer stretch offers passengers breathtaking views of the tea gardens, lush valleys, and quaint villages. The journey is slow-paced, allowing travelers to soak in the scenery. From cascading waterfalls to dense forests, the experience is nothing short of magical. Next, we travel to the north, where the Kalka-Shimla toy train takes you on a 96-kilometer adventure through the breathtaking hills of Himachal Pradesh. Opened in 1903, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is famous for its steep climb, crossing over 800 bridges and viaducts. The Kalka-Shimla toy train is known for its engineering marvels and stunning vistas. Passengers can sit back and relax in the Vista Dome coach, where glass ceilings allow them to take in the sweeping views of lush valleys, dense forests, and charming hill stations. The slow-paced journey takes around 5 hours to reach Shimla, the former summer capital of British India. In South India, the Nilgiri Mountain Railway is another top rail experience. It has been in operation since 1908. Also, it boasts of the steepest gradient of any railway in Asia. The train's 46-kilometer journey from Mettupalayam to Ooty, a charming hill station, offers a captivating view of valleys and tea plantations. The toy train promises to make your ride both thrilling and scenic. The cool mountain air and the train's historic steam engine add to the nostalgic experience, making it an essential part of any southern India itinerary. Closer to Mumbai, the Mathiran toy train offers an equally fascinating journey. This 2-foot gauge line was built in 1907 and weaves through 281 thrilling turns. The narrow-gauge toy train, known affectionately as Phool Rani, is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Mathiran is unique for being a vehicle-free hill station, and the toy train provides the perfect way to explore its tranquil beauty. The train reportedly transports about 600 to 700 passengers on an average daily. So whether you're admiring the hills of Darjeeling, Shimla, Ooty or Mathiran, a ride on India's toy trains is an unforgettable experience. If you're ready to step back in time and experience India's heritage, plan your trip and hop on one of these iconic toy trains for a journey through some of India's most scenic and charming aspects.
The Notre-Dame Cathedral was damaged by a structural fire in the roof space in 2019. It has since then been reconstructed and renovated and finally opens this weekend. Take a look.
After years of restoration following the devastating fire in 2019, the iconic Notre-Dame Cathedral is finally set to reopen its doors. This monumental event not only symbolizes the resilience of Paris and the enduring spirit of its people, but it marks a significant chapter in the cathedral's long history. It offers a unique opportunity to rediscover its awe-inspiring architecture and rich cultural heritage, connecting us to its past and present. Notre-Dame de Paris, often known as just Notre-Dame, is a masterpiece of French Gothic architecture located on the eastern half of Île de la Cité, an island in the Seine River in the heart of Paris. The cathedral, dedicated to the Virgin Mary, has stood as a spiritual and historical symbol, captivating visitors worldwide with its stunning design and intricate details. Here is some interesting information about the monument that makes it so unique. The construction of Notre Dame began in 1160 under Bishop Maurice de Sully, who envisioned a grand Gothic structure to replace an older Romanesque church. Though Bishop de Sully did not live to see the cathedral completed, the monumental task was carried out over several centuries, with the final consecration taking place in the year 1345. Standing tall at over 100 meters, its soaring spires and magnificent stained glass windows continue to impress millions of people worldwide. The cathedral is a marvel of architecture and a vessel of religious and historical significance. Among its treasured relics is the crown of thorns, believed to have been worn by Jesus Christ during his crucifixion. It attracts thousands of pilgrims and visitors each year. Notre Dame's enduring beauty and resilience make it a symbol of Parisian pride and cultural heritage. Further cemented by Napoleon I's coronation as emperor there in the year 1804, defying tradition by choosing the cathedral over Reims, where French kings had historically been crowned. The recent restoration efforts, which have included meticulous work on the structure's interior and exterior, have been a testament to the dedication of countless artisans and builders. During a recent visit to the cathedral's beautifully restored interiors, France's President Emmanuel Macron expressed the profound emotional significance of the reopening, underscoring the importance of this event in the country's collective history. As the cathedral opens its doors again, it not only marks a triumph of restoration, but also renews the deep connection that people around the world share with this architectural wonder. Notre Dame's universal appeal is forever etched in the heart of Paris, resonating with people from all corners of the globe.
Over to the Arctic Circle area in Finland, where Santa Claus prepares for Christmas. We are talking about the Santa Claus Village in Rovaniemi, where tourists come to soak in the Christmas spirit, surrounded by reindeer.
Nestled in the heart of Finnish Lapland, the enchanting village of Rovaniemi has long been a Christmas haven. Attracting visitors from around the world eager to experience the magic of Santa Claus. Snow-covered streets, twinkling lights and the iconic Santa Claus Village create an atmosphere straight out of a holiday storybook. For decades, the town has proudly promoted itself as the real home of Santa, with tourists flocking to meet the man in the red suit and send letters to the North Pole. However, this year something feels different. While the village remains as festive as ever, the signature snowy landscape is noticeably absent. Instead of a pristine white winter wonderland, visitors were greeted by rainy, overcast skies and unseasonably warm temperatures.
Of course, my reindeer, they can fly, so that's no problem. But it's so much nicer when everything is covered with the snow, and it really gives you the Christmas feeling.
Figured it would be much more snowy. I mean, it still feels like Christmas just because it's everywhere, but I figured it would be a little bit more Santa-like, if that makes sense. But it's nice to see the kids, they're super excited, so that's kind of pretty cool to see as well.
Visitors to Santa's post office have more than just a chance to meet Santa. They can also enjoy snowmobiling or taking a ride on a reindeer sleigh. Each year, more than 500,000 letters are sent to Santa. While many letters are filled with gift requests, others share personal stories, concerns, hopes, and dreams, often accompanied by drawings or small gifts. While climate change looms large, the festive spirit in Rovaniemi remains strong, with visitors continuing to flock to Santa's post office and enjoy the seasonal activities. It's a place where, despite the shifting climate, holiday magic still thrives.
A thoughtful animal lover in Albania has dedicated his life to saving tortoises. He has created an animal sanctuary for the vulnerable species that now attract both local and international tourists.
Turtle Farm, Albania is home to over 100 Hermann's tortoises, a species listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. Located near the village of Dias, 14 kilometers from Tirana, the sanctuary provides a safe environment for these reptiles, which have roamed Albania for millions of years. The project was born out of Rann of Kutch's concern for the growing number of tortoises being killed on roads, a situation that has worsened due to farming activities. Rann of Kutch's journey to founding Turtle Farm Albania began after he noticed the alarming number of tortoises killed on the roads. While guiding a US blogger and YouTuber, they came across several crushed by cars. The problem was compounded when farmers plowed their fields, unintentionally harming the tortoises. This sparked his decision to create a sanctuary, which now serves not only as a safe haven for the reptiles, but also as an educational facility for visitors. What started as a sanctuary for Hermann's tortoises quickly evolved into a successful educational business. Recognizing the lack of resources like veterinary care, Kutch expanded the project, transforming it into a facility where families and children can interact with and learn about tortoises.
I believe that families in Tirana need a proper place where children can play in nature and become part of that. But first, to take them away from the TV set, the iPad, the cell phone. The most positive thing here is that children become part of nature. They go away from technology and everything that damages their eyesight, and not only their health, but also their development in general.
This sanctuary has become a popular destination for international tourists and schools eager to offer students a different perspective on wildlife education.
Schools are very interested in giving another kind of education to the children, giving them another concept because they know so much about cats and dogs, but have no idea at all about tortoises if you ask them. We should have protected and cared about tortoises long ago, and we could have exploited them for tourism too. Walking along a street and seeing a tortoise crossing it, one can hardly see it somewhere else in the world, but you can see that here in Albania. And that is a good omen we have, which we need to exploit, and also include in the textbooks to raise awareness, to educate kids about how they grow, how they are fed, like every other animal they learn about.
Turtle Farm Albania has not only become a sanctuary for tortoises, but also helped put the village of Dias on the map as a tourist destination. The increase in visitors drawn by the unique educational opportunities at the farm has contributed to the local economy, benefiting both the community and the conservation effort.
That's all we have for you in the show in this week's episode of Wings, but we'll return with more travel content for you next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.